What is going on, everybody? AHS Rules back again with another video. And this time around, we are here for my 2024 AEW Double or Nothing predictions video. A lot of times I've been talking about AEW recently. I'm not going to say that I've been complaining. I've just been questioning a lot of the things that have been going on in AEW. And it comes off as complaining, but it's more so questioning. But every time that I do mention AEW, I say once a pay-per-view comes around, that's what they know what to do. They know how to put on a great pay-per-view, and this Sunday should be an example of that. I very, very, very much hope so. So as always with my predictions video, if anything is changed or added to the event, I'll comment my thoughts on it down below. But let's get right into the predictions. I believe there are 11 matches right now, and I kept going through the card. I'm like, wow, this is on here, this is on here. I was flabbergasted by the amount of things I had to write down. So the first thing announced tonight, on the buy-in, Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. I will say, I'm pretty sure they had a match a couple weeks ago. It was either on Collision or it was one of those like back-to-back Collision rampages, so I'm just going to say it was on Collision. And I don't remember who the hell won it. I just remember it was kind of some, I was going to say fuckery. Alright, I did say fuckery. I don't remember who the hell won that match. I don't know who to predict in this match. I'm going to go with Thunder Rosa. I would like it if Deonna Purrazzo won, because ever since she had the title match with Tony, it feels like she's just been stuck with Thunder Rosa. So I feel it would benefit her more from winning, but I'm going to fully imagine Thunder Rosa is going to win, which I will go ahead and say it now. I'm going to like show support and like give reasons to why somebody should win, but I'm probably going to end up predicting the other person in the match. So, first match to talk about on the main pay-per-view, Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, same ordeal. They had a match a couple weeks ago. I think it ended in some messery. I didn't say the other word this time around. I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy winning. I don't know how the hell to feel about this new Trent era. It kind of sucks that we won't be seeing Chuck Taylor for a while. I want to see him do a commentary in AEW. I'd be a fan of that. But I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy winning. Next, on Wikipedia, which Wikipedia is not the most reliable source because they didn't have all these matches wrote on there, says this match was for the Trios Championships. Unified Trios Championships. But the website and some promos, it is not. This is a conflicting match, but hopefully, and I imagine, will be one of the top matches of the night. The Bang Bang Gang versus the Reuniting Death Triangle. And I'm kind of going 50-50 on the route just based on, I don't know the rule, like the set match. If it was for the titles, I would go with the Bang Bang Gang. If it was not for the titles, I'd go for the Death Triangle, because it would kind of make it obvious that it's not for the, like, if it was for the, not for the titles, then why the hell, like, you should have put the titles up if the Bang Bang Gang was going to win. So, I'm going to predict the Death Triangle if it's not for the titles. If it's for the titles, I would go Bang Bang Gang, but for the sake of this video and the predictions and what I wrote down, I'm picking the Death Triangle. Love the Death Triangle very much, and I'm glad they are reunited once again. Next matchup for the FTW Championship. The Learning Tree, Chris Jericho versus Katsuyori Shibata versus Hook. It still flabbergasts me, shocks me that Shibata is in this company, and I don't understand how this is the situation that he is stuck in. I could even say this, not the shock part for the second part, but Hook, it's very weird that he is also stuck in this same situation over and over again, and I'm going to predict Hook to win, and I want him, and I know that a lot of people complain about there being too many championships in AEW. I'm not one of those. I love, the more, the merrier. I love it, and for the sake of action figures, they make more, and I feel the need to buy them. But for the sake of this, I don't mind the championships. But I wouldn't mind if they retired the FTW title or pushed it away. That way that Hook can elevate and do something else instead of continuously being stuck with the FTW Championship, because this is what he's been doing essentially for the past 2 years. If it sticks around, I can, and I'm going to throw a New Japan reference out there, it kind of, right now, and I'm mainly saying this because Shibata is involved, feels like the Never Openweight Championship, where it's kind of, I would say, a hard hitter's belt, somewhat a hardcore belt, even though I know they use like the FTW rules, but like that's not the case in New Japan. But something about this title reminds me of the Never Weaponweight Championship, and I think I got that reminder when Shibata was added into this division. But I just want everybody to kind of like move along, and I'm going to go with Hook winning. If it's Jericho, holy balls, we're continuing this. And like I said, I'm not going to complain, and I'll even give AEW/Jericho a compliment. At least they are acknowledging or tapping the nose on how we're feeling about Jericho. Best way I put it in one of my videos, talk about like, he is just on a 2-year streak, in my opinion, of storylines that go on for way too long or just have terrible endings, or maybe even a little bit of both. The Eddie Kingston one, for example, the Ricky Starks one, the Adam Cole one, those just come to mind and remind me. So this one kind of feels like that as well, which sucks. Next, speaking of New Japan, IWGP Heavyweight Title Eliminator, Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. Again, them making this a title eliminator, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't mind Takeshita winning this. But I'm so accustomed to Jon Moxley winning his matches, very rarely does he lose that. And especially because he's champion, it still wouldn't be the best look if he lost. So I'm going to go with Moxley. Hopefully, I'm going to imagine this is a great match because I was watching a clip of their match previously, and I just feel that both have changed. I'm not going to say grown, but it kind of fits as well. But changed so much since then that this should be a better match. And their first match was a good match as well. Next match, probably we'll go ahead and say match of the night. International title match, Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. I'm going Ospreay. I would be surprised if he loses the match. I don't even remember if he won the match. I'm so bad when it comes to like Dynamite match finishes, but the tag team match, I'm one-on-one match is kind of what I'm alluding to. But what I will say, very disappointed in this Roderick Strong international title reign because I've seen his title reigns in other companies. NXT, North American title, and Cruiserweight title. Great reign. Ring of Honor. I review Ring of Honor every week. He had a great television title reign in ROH. PWG had a great title. And this title reign has just been title eliminators. And the only match that I can remember was the Kyle O'Reilly match at the last pay-per-view. And I was on the assumption that we would get the like Roddy versus the World Open Challenge stuff. Because, again, that's what we've been getting from the international title. But they are doing that with the Copeland and with Adam Copeland having the open challenge, so it didn't make sense for both titles to be that way, so it's kind of like you get one or the other, but I felt they could have still done better with this title reign as well. But like I said, I just don't really see Ospreay losing, and maybe we might get the freaking open title route with this as well, with Ospreay being champion, because he has great singles matches almost every week on AEW television, and adding a championship to it means a little bit more. Next, for the women's title, Toni Storm, Serena Deeb. I'm going to hope this is a good match. I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not going to say I hate it, but I do turn an eye to this story and segment sometimes. Sometimes I'm interested, but I'm going to hope this is a good match and that it's a good payoff. So there's that. But I'm going to go with Toni Storm. I'd be very surprised if she loses anytime soon as well. Barbed Wire, Steel Cage, TNT title match. Adam Copeland versus Malakai Black. Big fan of both men. I know a lot of people have kind of turned an eye to Malakai Black. I never have. And he had a great match with Kyle O'Reilly on Dynamite, which I do remember that. It definitely sucks that it kind of got thrown out the window and a little bit forgotten, as everybody's talking about the bloodbath that took place after the match. I think that Adam Copeland's TNT title reign just is really picking up, and it hasn't picked up yet, and this will be the start of it. Like I said, we've gotten the good matches out of it, so this will be a pivotal match in this title reign, and I'm going to go with Adam Copeland winning. And I would say this is a make or break match for Malakai Black, just momentum wise and just overall AEW run, because it's been very up and down, and I'd say more down than up. But he just had this great match with Kyle O'Reilly on Dynamite that I just mentioned, so I feel there's not as much pressure there. So we will see. As now our last 3 matches are the triple main event. I don't have a problem with them calling it that. I know that several people do, But obviously, the match that goes on last is the main event. But you would be calling a triple main event if you didn't have as much momentum or interest in all three matches. You just really probably wouldn't be doing that. So the first one I will talk about is the AEW title match, Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage. For the short amount of time that they've been telling this story and had the announcement that Christian was going to be his first challenger, they've picked it up and have done a lot of great things. I'm going to go with Swerve. Like I've just been saying, a lot of these title reigns have just been beginning, and Christian doesn't really have that much momentum because he just lost the TNT title. That being said, if Christian Cage won the AEW World title, I would not be against it. I'd be very surprised by it. I don't see it happening, but it would be crazy and bonkers. And then Adam Copeland's like, I could have just waited and faced it for the AEW title, but I'm going to go with Swerve winning. And I could see them doing another match after this. Probably not, but it'll be an interesting route to see what Swerve does after this. But it'll probably be something New Japan related for Forbidden Door, so we'll see. Next matchup, the one I have the hardest time predicting for the TBS Championship, Willow Nightingale defending against Mercedes Mone. Now, if this match goes on last, great, because finally we would have a women's match in the main event of a pay-per-view, and it'd be a long time coming. I would slightly hate that it's like, oh, it's because of Mercedes Mone, but AEW's had a good women's division in its history, and I would hate that they would like try to give all the credit to her, where Willow Nightingale has been doing a great job the past year, at least 2-ish years, but I'm just saying over the past year, she won the Women's Championship in New Japan. I'm trying to think. Strong Openweight Women's. I know it's the men's division. It's the Strong Openweight. I think it's the same for the women's. Might be. I'm wrong. But she defeated Mercedes Mone for that. She won the Owen Hart Cup in last year. So she's had a great year on screen. It would suck if like she just won the TBS Championship. It was a big deal. And then Mercedes Mone is like, yep, that's mine as well. So I'm rooting for Willow. I want Willow to win. But a lot of me is just saying that I don't see them like having Mercedes Mone lose. I really don't. They could even do a time limit. That way there's a rematch. I think people would probably be a little bit upset with that. I don't know how the hell this is going to go. I'm going to go with my gut. And I'm going Willow. As now we get to Anarchy in the Arena 3. The Elite, which is the Young Bucks, formerly Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR. And I have an FTR shirt on. But that does not mean I'm going to predict FTR. I'm going to pick the Elite. I feel that they need this more for me to take them a little bit serious. And that the other side is banged the hell up and are not an actual group where the Elite, hey, guess what? They got a name. They're the freaking Elite. They need something, a big victory to solidify themselves. And I'm pretty sure this is Jungle Boy's first match back in AEW, so I'm intrigued to see how that goes. But the more I think about it, all sides kind of have history, like Danielson and Okada. Over the past year, they had their 2 one-on-one matches. FTR and Young Bucks have several matches. Jungle Boy and Darby Allin, they're 2 people that are part of the 4 pillars. And Darby's kind of pissed at Jungle Boy. And also he has the history with the Young Bucks in which he and Sting whooped their ass at Revolution. So I was kind of against this at first because I'm like, they just threw random people together and just needed a team AEW. And I hated Danielson's inclusion in it because he's in an actual group, the Blackpool Combat Club. And it's funny that none of them really care about this ongoing thing, but Danielson does. So it's just me overthinking. Like I said, I don't try to complain. I do question a lot because I overthink a lot. So hopefully we have a safe weekend. And if you're watching this show, enjoy the hell out of it. Because like I said, AEW does very well in the pay-per-view department. So let's just enjoy the weekend. And thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.